Have you ever thought that maybe your body isn't just a machine with parts that break, but more like a living, breathing ecosystem? Today, we're diving into the incredible world of Tibetan medicine, a truly ancient map that explores the deep connection between our body, our mind, and the world around us. So here's the path we're going to take. First, we'll look at its unique map of health. Then we'll uncover what it considers the true root of illness, the mind's three poisons. We'll explore its amazing diagnostic methods, see how it creates a holistic prescription for wellness, and finally, touch on the beautiful philosophy at its heart. Let's get into it.
Okay, so for this first part, I want you to just set aside that Western idea of the body as a collection of separate organs. Instead, I want you to picture it as a dynamic landscape, right? An ecosystem where absolutely everything is connected and it's all in a constant state of flow.
You know that feeling, right? Stressed, totally burnt out, your mind is racing, and you're just exhausted deep in your bones? Well, Tibetan medicine asks a really powerful question. What if that isn't just a psychological problem? What if it's a sign that your body's most fundamental energies are out of whack?
Now, the traditional name for this system is Soa Rigpa, and that beautifully translates to the science of healing, or, my favorite, the art of nourishing life. This isn't just some collection of folk remedies. It's a complete medical framework that's been around for over 2,000 years, weaving together wisdom from India, China, and even ancient Greece into its own totally unique system.
So at its core, Soa Rigpa says there are three main energies, or humors, that run the whole show in our bodies. The first is called lung, and you can just think of it as wind. It's the force of all movement, your breath, your blood circulation, your nerve signals, and yep, even the flow of your thoughts. You know that anxious programmer who's up all night with a racing mind? That is a textbook case of disturbed lung energy.
Next up, we've got Tripa, which is the fire principle. This is your body's metabolic engine. It governs digestion, it controls your body temperature, and it's even connected to that spark of ambition and intelligence. Think about someone who's super irritable and having hot flashes. That's a classic example of Tripa, the body's fire just flaring out of control. And the third humor is Pekin. This one combines the elements of earth and water. It's all about structure, stability, and substance. It governs your body's fluids, it lubricates your joints, and it gives you that feeling of being mentally grounded. So if you picture someone who feels lethargic, heavy, and kind of mentally foggy, that's a sign of too much Pekin energy.
Okay, now take a look at this chart, especially that last column. This, right here, is what makes Tibetan medicine so unique. It argues that each of these physical energies, lung, tripa, pekan, is directly tied to a specific state of mind, what it calls a root poison. And this connection is the absolute key to understanding where illness really comes from.
So, here's the big reveal. While things like diet and lifestyle can definitely throw our physical energies out of balance, Tibetan medicine teaches that the ultimate cause, the real root of all disease, actually starts in the mind. And this just lays it out so clearly. That restless, grasping mind of attachment and greed, it directly stirs up our lung, our wind energy. The intense heat of anger and aversion, that causes our tripa, our fire, to flare up. And that heavy, dull state of ignorance or delusion, it leads to a buildup of pekan. You see, in this system, the body and mind aren't separate. They're literally two sides of the very same coin. This whole idea is captured so perfectly in this ancient saying. It frames the entire spiritual path as an act of profound healing. The goal isn't just to get rid of a cough or a headache, it's to heal the fundamental state of mind that created the imbalance in the first place.
Okay, so you might be thinking, this is all fascinating, but if we're talking about invisible energies and states of mind, how on earth can a doctor tell what's actually going on inside you? Well, this is where the diagnostic arts of Tibetan medicine get really, really cool. And just to give you a sense of how deep this tradition goes, check this out. Centuries and centuries before modern microscopes, the ancient Tibetan medical texts describe the stages of a baby's development with these incredible analogies: the fish stage, the turtle stage, and the pig stage. It shows this profound observational wisdom about the very beginning of human life. It's just amazing. Now, one of the primary diagnostic tools, and this might sound a little strange, is urine analysis. But this is way more than a simple lab test. A trained physician will observe a patient's first morning urine and analyze everything: the color, the steam, the odor, even the size and shape of the bubbles as it cools down. Every single detail tells a part of the story about your body's internal balance of hot and cold. It's seen as a direct mirror of your inner health.
And then, of course, there's the pulse. But again, the doctor isn't just counting your heart rate. They use 3 fingers, and each finger presses at different depths to feel the pulse related to different organ systems. The index finger listens to the upper body, the middle finger checks in on your digestive fire, and the ring finger reads the health of your lower body. It's an incredibly subtle art and can reveal the body's entire energetic story.
All right, so the diagnosis is in. The doctor has a clear picture of the imbalance. What's next? Well, the treatment is just as holistic as the diagnosis. It's all about rebalancing your body's entire ecosystem, from the inside out.
You won't find single-compound synthetic drugs here. The pharmacy of Tibetan medicine comes straight from nature's cabinet. It relies heavily on plants, but also uses minerals and some animal products, all prepared very carefully. And the key is that the remedies are almost always these complex formulas, sometimes with dozens of ingredients, all designed to treat the whole system, not just chase a single symptom.
A really amazing hands-on therapy is called Ku-Nye massage. It's a 3-step process. First is Ku, where warm, medicated oil is applied to the body to soothe the nervous system. Then comes Nye, a deep massage that works on muscles and energy points to release any blockages. And finally, Chi, where the excess oil is cleaned off with flour, which is believed to help draw out impurities. It's incredibly effective for calming down that restless lung energy.
And this is absolutely crucial. Food is medicine. Your dietary advice is a huge part of the treatment, and it's all based on one simple, elegant principle: counteract the imbalance. If your lung or wind is high and you're feeling scattered, you'll eat warm, oily, grounding foods. If your trippa, your fire, is raging, you need cooling, calming foods. It's all about bringing your body back into equilibrium.
And that brings us to the real soul of Sowa Rigpa. The ultimate symbol of this healing tradition isn't some distant god, but an ideal, the perfect embodiment of what it means to heal.
This is the medicine Buddha. He represents the highest aspiration for any physician, to have boundless compassion and limitless wisdom. His brilliant blue body symbolizes a pure, healing light that can cut through the darkness of ignorance. And that bowl in his hand? It contains the ultimate medicine, a nectar that heals not just the body, but the mind and the spirit too.
But what's truly profound are the vows associated with this ideal healer that go so far beyond just curing sickness. They're about wishing for all beings to have what they need to live, for the oppressed to find safety, for the lost to find their way. It's basically a blueprint for a healthy world, showing that, in this tradition, your personal health is completely intertwined with the health of your entire community. So, let's end with this thought. Tibetan medicine suggests that our bodies are constantly talking to us. They're like mirrors, reflecting the balance or the imbalance in our lives, in our thoughts, and our emotions. If you were to listen to your body through that lens, what story is it trying to tell you right now?